Welcome to the You're in Charge podcast, prioritizing your self-care without sacrifice. I'm your host, Heather Dumas, healthy lifestyle strategist, owner and founder of HD Transformations Coaching Company. I am passionate about helping you juggle all the balls and look and feel like a badass doing it. Being overweight is likely not necessarily your fault, but staying that way is. There are a lot of factors that contribute to excess body fat. There are a lot of factors that contribute to a lack of muscle. But changing that is 100% in your control. You are in charge. You are in charge of what you eat, how you move, the environment you put yourself in, and the stress level that you're managing. Now, I know some of that stuff may feel very much out of your control, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to give you some ideas today of how you can start to take back control over your weight, over your stress, over how you're eating, the things that you're giving your body or not giving your body, and finally end the cycle of gaining, losing, or just gaining. I really respect Dr. Mark Hyman. His podcast is one of my favorites. I've read his books. I feel like he's very educated and has a really well-rounded, grounded approach to functional medicine. And recently I was listening to one of his episodes and he was talking about semaglutide, Ozempic, the weight loss drugs, and kind of what they do to your body, why they may not be the best choice, and why sometimes they are the best choice. And one of the things that he said that blew my mind was that the obesity has tripled in the last 60 years. The amount of people who are obese has tripled in the last 60 years. I don't believe, and neither does he or science, that that is genetic. It's not just because you were born big boned. It's because of the environment that we are in. It's because of the lifestyles we live. It's because of the foods we eat, the drinks we drink, the types of exercise we do or don't do, the sleep that we're not getting, and also some other stuff that we're being exposed to that we don't have a ton of control over. We have a little bit. So it's not your fault that you're in the position you are to a certain extent. But if you choose to stay there, and I do say choose to stay there, that is your fault. If you're overweight, if you are uncomfortable, if you are stressed out, if you hate how you look, you have to do something about it. You are in charge of making a change. There are a lot of miracle solutions, the newest one being Ozempic or semaglutide, or there's several other drugs that all have different names, but they pretty much all do the same thing. And much like the quick fixes and the fads of the past, there are downsides. There are big downsides. Yes, you will lose weight. The scale will go down. But what you lose and what you suffer with is not worth it. And moreover, it's not necessary. You can make changes to your lifestyle that will create the same or even better results than those drugs do. And most likely for a lot less. They're not cheap. So why is everyone pushing them? Because they're not cheap. The providers, the doctors, the PAs that are injecting those, they are raking it in. On top of that, no one has to stop buying Coca-Cola. No one has to stop buying fast food. No one has to stop buying the boxed and packaged food in the grocery store. Because if we just take a shot, it magically melts away and we can just keep buying and buying and buying. And I don't know about you, but I don't appreciate being sold. I don't appreciate being exploited. I've had it happen when I've hired coaches, and there are a lot of shitty programs out there. There are a lot of shitty coaches out there in every world, in the health space, in the business space, in the marketing space, in the self-help space. There are a lot of really shitty programs, a lot of coaches that are total frauds. Maybe they have achieved some success in their own lives, or maybe they're just lying about it. Either way, their program is not effective for everyone, or sometimes even anyone, let's be honest. Those testimonials that they post, do you know if they're real or are they just making stuff up? You know, I tend to go with programs and people that have done the research, that have the education, that have the certification, that have the background, and also can show me real humans that have gone through their program, people like me that have succeeded. And that's what I strive to do every week when I bring you podcast episodes, every time I post something on social media, every time I send out an email. It's my goal to help you see that real people just like you have gone from being unhappy, being uncomfortable, being overweight to feeling like a badass and stay that way. I've been coaching now for 7 years. I'm coming up on my 7-year anniversary next month. And in that 7 years, the people that have done my program 100% of the time have lost the weight, have gotten the energy, have reduced the stress, have built the muscle, and they've maintained it because it's about doing it the right way. It's not the quick fix. It's not a shot that's going to melt away the pounds. It's not a detox. It's not a, don't eat this or don't eat that. Understanding what got you overweight is the way that you get proper weight, healthy weight, normal weight, whatever you want to call with it, ideal weight. If there were a magic pill, there isn't, but if there were, it would be vitamin D. Vitamin D is responsible for everything good, your strong bones, a good mood, and a great immune system. It does more things than anything else that I can think of in our body, and 90% of us are deficient. I don't care how much time you have in the sun. I promise you, unless you are living that beach life, which you're not, because you wouldn't be listening to this, you would be happy and relaxed and not need my help. Vitamin D is the magic pill. Vitamin D is what everyone needs. You can get more of it on my website. Take it every day. You'll feel amazing. But you really have to understand the science. You have to understand how your body works, how it creates energy, how it uses energy. Yes, it is calories in, calories out. That's how Ozempic works. It makes you not hungry. Period. It literally paralyzes your stomach, by the way. I don't recommend it. But it makes you not hungry. So then you eat less, then you burn. So you lose weight. It's not rocket science. It never has been. However, because according to Dr. Hyman, 93% of Americans have some form of metabolic dysfunction, just reducing your calories sometimes doesn't work, or it doesn't work the way you want it to, i.e. Ozempic. That form of calorie reduction with that drug specifically and its cousins causes you to lose muscle. Yes, you do lose some body fat, but you mostly lose muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. We all know that. So why does the scale drop so fast? Because you're losing muscle. If you haven't heard my previous rants about why you need muscle, please go back and find them. I'll link to them in the show notes of this episode. But muscle is everything. Muscle is what keeps you alive when you're older and you need to put the suitcase in the overhead compartment because you've retired and you're going on a cruise. It's what disposes of all the glucose. So if you want to ever eat a carbohydrate in your life, muscle is what sucks it up. Muscle also determines your bone density. After the age of 35, women start losing bone density. Then you get frail, then you break a hip, then you die. That's kind of the fast version and the morbid version, but it's true. That's how it works. So it's super, super important to understand the science around this, to understand how you manage your weight safely, healthfully, optimally. And it's not just about the scale. It's not just about calories. It's about understanding, okay, well, if I've been eating processed foods my whole life, if I have potentially messed up my hormones by dieting and roller coastering and yo-yoing or under eating, then even if I eat less calories and I'm living on 900 calories a day, I may still not lose weight. Or if I do lose weight, it's going to be muscle. And as soon as I stop that thing that I'm doing, whether it's the drug, the 900 calorie diet, the whatever, the weight comes back. The weight comes back with a vengeance because you've depleted your metabolism even farther. So what do we do about all this? Well, there are some There are some things in the industry, in the health and wellness industry, that you need to be aware of. Like I said, the financial motivations, why people market the hell out of this drug, why people market the hell out of different weight loss programs. I mean, Weight Watchers, and I don't know if Jenny Craig's still around, but all of those, why have they been around for so long? It's not because they get people lasting results. It's because they get people quick results. And then as soon as you're done counting your points or buying the meals or whatever you're supposed to do, then you yo-yo back up. So then you need them again. Or the doctors don't tell you all you need to do is go for a walk and eat some whole foods and get a good night's sleep, because they can't write a prescription for that. They don't get paid for writing that prescription. They get paid for writing you an Ozempic prescription, and they get paid a lot. So you need to empower yourself. You need to educate yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do. You're in charge. You are in charge of understanding your body. You're in charge of knowing how it works and how to fix it. Understanding the root cause of obesity and metabolic dysfunction is everything. What causes it? It is giving your body all the things that it doesn't naturally occur, that don't naturally occur in, nature, that don't, how do I say this better? It's not giving your body what it needs and giving your body everything it doesn't. Okay. What does your body need? It needs sunlight, unfiltered, not through sunglasses or sunscreen. Yes. Can you overbake that? Pun intended. Yeah, sure. Sunburns aren't good, but sunlight is. You need fresh air. You need to exercise. And I love for you to lift weights, but it doesn't have to be HIIT training. You don't have to be doing burpees. You don't have to be doing crazy stuff. You need to lift some weights. You can do some body weight exercises, especially if you're carrying excess body weight. You don't need to hold a weight in your hand. You already have more weight than your body needs. So just use it. Do some air squats, do some push-ups, do some things that challenge your muscles. Your body needs fuel. It needs food, real stuff that grows, runs, swims, flies. That's what it needs. It does not need a bunch of boxed things that say keto this and paleo that and whatever. It does not need drugs. It does not need artificial sweeteners and chemicals that make things taste better. You don't need to drink drinks that are flavored like lemon, whatever. Just put a lemon in it. If you want strawberry lemon water, put strawberries and lemon in your water. Don't go buy a can that says strawberry lemon water. Obviously stress and that sort of thing really takes a toll, and understanding the effect that stress has on your metabolism, which again, I've talked about in previous episodes, and the fact that you could be eating the right foods, you could be exercising your ass off, but if you're super stressed out, your body is going to hold on to that fat because it thinks it's in danger. It is not going to build muscle because it doesn't need it. It needs fat to keep it safe. So understanding yourself, understanding your environment, understanding all the things that come into play is how you create change. Not with a shot, not with a shake, not with a cleanse, not with a bar. Understanding those sustainable lifestyle changes and understanding the long-term side effects and risks that come along with the other stuff. Some examples of the long-term risks that they're not even sure of with those drugs right now because they haven't. Did you know that more than 75% of us are deficient in magnesium? You may not even know why we need it. So let me tell you, when you come home at the end of the day, it's been a day from hell. Your muscles are screaming. That's what magnesium does. It helps you relax. It helps you chill out. It helps your muscles. It even helps your digestive system. It helps everything in your body to just chill out. So I want you to get good sleep. I want your digestive system to work. I don't want your period to be crazy. And magnesium fixes all of those things. Jump on my website, grab yourself a bottle, and take it as directed on the bottle. You will feel better. You will wake up fresh and not frazzled. Now back to the conversation. Been testing them long enough are permanent paralysis of your stomach, thickening of your gastrointestinal liner. So it creates blockages. So you have to have your stomach pumped. Pancreatitis, kidney failure. That's shit I don't want to mess with. I don't care how great it makes me look. I am not willing to go through that. And I bet you aren't either. The other thing about those drugs is they are lifetime drugs. So if you're going to commit to something for a lifetime, for the rest of your life, do you really want it to be a drug? Do you really want it to be an injection? Or does committing to going for a walk every day and cooking a healthy meal and getting a good night's sleep, that to me sounds a hell of a lot better to commit to for the rest of my life. And that's why I say that it is healthy lifestyle strategy, because you are committing for the rest of your life to take care of yourself. And if that scares you, then you should doubly pay attention, because if it scares you to commit to taking care of yourself for the rest of your life, you need to pause and reflect on where you are and what you're afraid of and what you're afraid of giving up. What are you dependent on? If I say you're going to commit to a healthy lifestyle strategy for the rest of your life and you go, what's the thing you're hooked on? Go back to my previous episode about addiction. Are you hooked on Coke, Coca-Cola, not the other kind of Coke? Are you hooked on sugar? Are you hooked on salty, crunchy? Are you hooked on just feeling full? Is it scary to feel hungry? Or is it just scary to make a change? If change scares you, that's normal. But putting a shot in your ass every day or every week or whatever it is, that's kind of a big change. And that would be, to me, seems a lot scarier than committing to going for a walk or giving up sugar. So there have been a lot of people that have made huge changes. I have had countless clients over the last 7 years who consistently lose 10 pounds a month. They keep it off. They get to have their cake and eat it too, so to speak. They still go to parties. They still go to barbecues. They still celebrate Christmas, and they still celebrate all their big milestone events. But their life is not completely and totally dependent on food. And they can move and go wherever they want, whenever they want. They can fit into the airplane and the roller coaster seat. They can wear the clothes that they always wanted to wear. They can stand in front of a room with confidence, not thinking people are judging them. Yeah, they might think they're judging them because their hair might not be right that day or their makeup or whatever. But all in all, they feel damn good in their skin. And all of those people had to do was commit to simple things like sleep, healthy eating, exercise daily, mindfulness routines, and just generally choosing themselves. So I would implore you, even if you have gone down this journey of trying those weight loss drugs, please, please, can we have a conversation? Can we have a conversation about what you really want and how to get there? And maybe that is the way for you. Like I said, that is appropriate for some people. I'm not saying no one should ever do that. Gastric bypass and those kind of surgeries are also appropriate for some people. But most of us, especially those of us that are control freaks, we're pretty good at adapting. We're pretty good at setting a path and sticking to it, finding a goal and driving straight for it at 100 miles an hour. So let's do that. Let's do it that way. But let's have a conversation. I would love to talk to you about your goals. I would love to talk to you about your thoughts on this. If I ruffled your feathers, if I pissed you off, please tell me. I love those conversations. I would love to have a discussion about why you feel strongly one way or the other. But nonetheless, or either way, I want you to choose you. You're in charge of how you feel now. You are not in charge of how you got here. You're here. It may or may not have been your fault. Probably wasn't, but you're here now. So we're done with that. Now we're looking forward. And now you're in charge of what the future looks like and feels like. And I hope that you'll choose you. I hope that you'll choose to put the time and the energy into changing your life for the rest of your life in a positive way, and steer clear of the quick fixes, the gimmicks, the crappy coaches, the crappy diet plans, the crappy whatever. There are so many. And the more, astronomical and amazing the results they promise, the more full of shit they are. So even if you're looking at something and you're like, hey, do you think this is legit? I would love for you to just shoot it over to me so I can look at it and give you, another opinion before you commit, and especially before you throw your money on it. Lord knows I've paid for some really shitty coaching, and I don't want that to happen to you. So I hope you'll reach out. Let's talk soon. Thank you so much for joining me today. Remember, you're in charge. You're the only one who can create the life and the body you desire. You and only you. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to cheer you on, and occasionally to give you the kick in the ass you need to make it happen. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you found value in today's episode, please hit subscribe. It'll bring all the newest episodes to the top of your list. You won't have to worry about it. One less thing. And I would love for you to share it with your most stressed out, frazzled friend. She needs it even more than you do. If you have a question or a topic that you'd like me to cover, reach out, shoot me a message on any of the socials or directly on my website. I would love to hear your idea, your question, and I'm always looking for new ones. Until next time, keep being the badass you are, and remember, you are in charge.